The soft hum of conversation filled the elegant yet cozy ambience of a downtown cafe in Manhattan. It was a typical weekday evening, and the place was bustling with patrons unwinding after a long day. Among them sat Barron Trump, now 18, quietly sipping an espresso while reviewing notes for an upcoming project. Dressed casually in a gray sweater and jeans, he blended seamlessly into the crowd, enjoying the rare moments of anonymity. At the other end of the cafe, Emma Hayes, a waitress in her mid-20s, was expertly balancing a tray of steaming cappuccinos. With her warm smile and quick service, Emma was a favorite among the regulars. But beneath her cheerful demeanor, she was grappling with mounting stress. Rent was overdue, her mother's medical bills were piling up, and she was struggling to make ends meet. As Emma approached Barron's table to clear away an empty cup, she noticed something unusual. A man at a nearby table, middle-aged, unkempt, and clearly agitated, was glaring at Barron. The man's eyes flicked between Barron and his phone, where he appeared to be typing furiously. Emma's instincts, honed by years of dealing with all kinds of customers, told her that something wasn't right. Moments later, the man stood and approached Barron's table. His voice was low but sharp as he addressed Barron. "So, you're Barron Trump, huh? Thought you could hide out here." Barron looked up, his calm demeanor masking the discomfort that flickered across his face. "Yes, that's me. Can I help you?" The man sneered. "Help me? How about explaining what your family's done to this country? People like you think you're untouchable, but you're not." Before Barron could respond, Emma stepped in, setting her tray down with a controlled calm. She placed herself between Barron and the man. "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to lower your voice," she said firmly. "This is a peaceful establishment, and we don't allow confrontations here." The man's sneer deepened. "Oh, so now you're defending him? Figures. Just another pawn." Emma's voice didn't waver. "I'm defending our rules. If you have a problem, you're welcome to take it outside." The man muttered something under his breath before storming out of the cafe, his phone still clutched tightly in his hand. A wave of relief washed over Emma as the tension dissipated, but she could feel the weight of curious gazes from other patrons. Turning to Barron, she asked softly, "Are you all right?" Barron nodded, offering a small smile. "I'm fine. Thank you for stepping in. That was unexpected." "It's part of the job," Emma replied, brushing it off. "People can be unpredictable, but you handled it well." Barron looked at her thoughtfully. "So did you. What's your name?" "Emma," she said, extending a hand. "Emma Hayes." "Thank you, Emma," Barron said, shaking her hand. "I appreciate what you did." As the evening wore on, Emma's shift came to an end. She was in the back, counting her tips, when the cafe manager, Mr. Landon, approached her. His expression was stern, and Emma felt a pang of unease. "Emma, can I see you in my office?" he asked curtly. Inside the small, dimly lit office, Mr. Landon didn't waste time. "I've received several complaints about your behavior tonight," he said. "Specifically, about how you involved yourself in that incident with the customer." Emma's brows furrowed. "Complaints? Sir, I was just trying to de-escalate the situation. That man was harassing another patron." Mr. Landon's tone grew colder. "You should have called me or security. It's not your place to intervene. And now, because of your actions, we've lost a paying customer." Emma's heart sank. "So, I'm being punished for protecting someone?" Mr. Landon sighed, avoiding her gaze. "I'm sorry, Emma, but I have to let you go. Pack up your things." The words hit her like a punch to the gut. Emma stood frozen for a moment before nodding numbly. She gathered her belongings and left the cafe, her mind racing with disbelief and anger. The next day, Barron returned to the cafe, unaware of what had transpired. When he didn't see Emma, he asked another waitress about her. "She was fired last night," the waitress said hesitantly. "Something about that incident with the guy who confronted you." Barron's expression hardened. He had been grateful for Emma's courage and couldn't believe she was being punished for doing the right thing. Determined to set things right, he asked for the manager's contact information. Later that evening, Barron reached out to his mother, Melania, to discuss the situation. "Mom, I need your advice," he began. "A waitress was fired for defending me at the café. I want to help her, but I'm not sure how." Melania listened intently before responding. "It sounds like this woman showed great character. If you believe in standing up for her, then do so. But remember to approach it thoughtfully. Sometimes helping someone means creating an opportunity for them to shine." Her words sparked an idea. Barron decided to use his platform not just to support Emma, but to highlight the values of kindness and integrity she had exemplified. The following day, Barron posted a message on social media, recounting the incident and praising Emma's actions. "Last night, a waitress named Emma Hayes stood up for me when a stranger confronted me in a cafe. She showed courage and professionalism in a difficult situation. It's deeply unfair that she lost her job because of it. Emma deserves better, and I'm committed to helping her find new opportunities." The post quickly went viral, with thousands of people sharing it and expressing outrage over Emma's firing. Influential figures and organizations reached out, offering Emma job opportunities and support. Within hours, the hashtag Justice for Emma began trending, turning her story into a symbol of standing up for what's right. Unbeknownst to Emma, her life was about to take an unexpected turn, one that would prove her integrity and bravery hadn't gone unnoticed. Emma Hayes sat at her small kitchen table, staring blankly at her phone. She had just returned from filing for unemployment benefits and was overwhelmed by the uncertainty of her situation. Bills piled up on the counter beside her, a constant reminder of the precarious position she was in. She had always prided herself on her work ethic and determination, but losing her job over an act of kindness felt profoundly unfair. Her phone buzzed, pulling her out of her thoughts. The notification was from a friend who had sent her a link with the caption, "You're trending." Confused, Emma clicked the link and was shocked to find herself mentioned in a viral social media post. It was from Barron Trump. She read his words carefully, her heart racing as she realized the magnitude of what he had done. Thousands of comments flooded the post, praising her actions and condemning her firing. The hashtag Justice for Emma was filled with messages of support from strangers, veterans, and public figures. Some offered words of encouragement, while others shared job leads and resources for financial assistance. Emma's initial reaction was disbelief, followed by a rush of gratitude. But as the reality sank in, she couldn't help but feel nervous about the sudden attention. She hadn't asked for this, and the idea of being in the public eye was daunting. Still, she knew that Barron's gesture was born out of genuine kindness, and she resolved to make the most of this unexpected opportunity. Meanwhile, Barron's post had caught the attention of major media outlets. Reporters began reaching out to Emma, hoping to interview her and share her story. At first, she hesitated, unsure of how to handle the sudden spotlight. But after some encouragement from friends and family, she agreed to speak out, not to draw attention to herself, but to advocate for the importance of standing up for others. Her first interview was with a local news station. Sitting in a modest studio, Emma recounted the events of that fateful evening at the cafe. "I didn't think twice about stepping in," she said. "It's just what felt right at the moment. No one deserves to be treated with disrespect, and I'd do it again if I had to." The interviewer asked how she felt about losing her job as a result. "It was heartbreaking," Emma admitted. "I love my job, and I worked hard to support myself and my family. But if standing up for someone means facing consequences, I'll accept that. Integrity is worth more than a paycheck." Her words resonated deeply with viewers. Clips of the interview were shared widely, and Emma quickly became a symbol of courage and kindness. Job offers began pouring in from restaurants, hotels, and even corporate offices. Organizations reached out, offering to help cover her bills or provide training for new career opportunities. One of the most surprising messages Emma received came from a nonprofit organization called Unity for Heroes. dedicated to supporting veterans and first responders. The group invited Emma to attend their annual gala as an honored guest. They wanted to recognize her actions as an example of standing up for respect and decency, values they held dear. Emma hesitated at first, feeling out of place among such a distinguished group. But Barron reached out to her personally, encouraging her to attend. "Emma," he said over the phone, "your story has inspired so many people, including me. This is your chance to share your voice and show others that small acts of courage can make a big difference." His words convinced her, and she agreed to go. The gala was held in a grand ballroom adorned with flags, photographs, and memorabilia honoring service members and first responders. Emma arrived in a simple but elegant dress, her nerves calmed by the warm smiles and kind greetings she received from attendees. Barron was there too, dressed sharply in a tailored suit, and he greeted her with genuine enthusiasm. "I'm so glad you came," he said, guiding her toward the main hall. "There are some people I'd like you to meet." Emma was introduced to veterans, community leaders, and philanthropists, all of whom expressed admiration for her actions. She felt a sense of belonging she hadn't experienced in years, and it reminded her that her courage had been worth it. During the program, Emma was called to the stage to accept an award for her bravery and integrity. As she stood at the podium, the room erupted into applause. "Thank you," Emma began, her voice steady despite the butterflies in her stomach. "I'm humbled to be here tonight. What I did at the café wasn't extraordinary. It was simply what felt right. But this experience has shown me that small acts can have far-reaching impacts. I'm grateful for the support I've received, and I'm inspired to pay it forward." Her speech was met with a standing ovation, and Emma left the stage feeling a renewed sense of purpose. In the weeks that followed, Emma's life changed in ways she never imagined. She accepted a position with a nonprofit organization focused on community outreach, a role that allowed her to use her experience to help others facing challenges similar to her own. She also began volunteering with Unity for Heroes, organizing events and mentoring young people about the importance of kindness and courage. Barron remained a supportive friend, checking in on her progress, and even collaborating with her on a fundraiser for veterans and first responders. The event, held at a local park, drew hundreds of attendees and raised thousands of dollars for the cause. Emma and Barron spoke briefly on stage, sharing their gratitude for the community's support and emphasizing the power of standing up for what's right. "This all started with a simple moment," Barron said. "But it's a reminder that every choice we make has the potential to inspire change." Emma nodded in agreement. "And no matter how small the act, it matters. Kindness and courage are never wasted." As Emma's story continued to resonate with people around the world, she often reflected on how far she had come. What had started as a difficult and unjust experience had blossomed into an opportunity to make a difference. She felt grateful for the support she had received, and even more grateful for the chance to turn her challenges into a force for good. Through it all, Emma remained humble, always reminding herself that the journey was about more than her. It was about the values she stood for and the lives she could impact. And with each new day, she found strength in knowing that kindness, no matter how small, could truly change the world. Months after the cafe incident that had transformed her life, Emma Hayes found herself standing on a stage once more. This time, it wasn't at a gala or charity event. She was addressing a group of young adults at a community center in Queens, sharing her journey and the lessons she learned along the way. "When I lost my job that night, I thought everything was falling apart," Emma began, her voice calm and reflective. "But sometimes, life's challenges are opportunities in disguise. Standing up for what you believe in can be scary, but it's always worth it." The audience, a mix of students and local residents, listened intently. Emma's story had become a beacon of hope for many, proof that even the smallest acts of courage could lead to extraordinary outcomes. After the event, Emma joined Barron Trump, who had come to support her. The two had formed a strong bond over the past few months, united by a shared belief in kindness and integrity. Barron's quiet encouragement and resources had played a crucial role in helping Emma rebuild her life, and she was deeply grateful. "You were amazing up there," Barron said, handing her a bottle of water. "You have a way of connecting with people that's really special." Emma smiled. "I wouldn't be here without your support, Barron. You've shown me that one person can make a difference, no matter how small the gesture." Their conversation was interrupted by a woman who approached them hesitantly. She introduced herself as Maria, a single mother who had been inspired by Emma's story to advocate for better workplace protections in her own community. "Your courage gave me the strength to speak out," Maria said, her voice tinged with emotion. "I just wanted to thank you for showing that it's okay to stand up for what's right." Emma's eyes glistened with tears. "Thank you for sharing that," she said. "It means everything to know that my story has made a difference." As the evening wound down, Emma reflected on how far she had come. The challenges she had faced had tested her resilience, but they had also revealed a strength she didn't know she had. Through the support of Barron, the community, and countless strangers who had rallied behind her, she had turned a moment of hardship into a platform for change. Her work with Unity for Heroes continued to thrive, and she had recently launched her own initiative to support individuals facing workplace injustices. The program offered mentorship, legal resources, and advocacy training, ensuring that no one else would feel powerless in the face of unfair treatment. For Barron, the journey had been equally transformative. The café incident had reminded him of the importance of using his platform to uplift others, and he had embraced the role wholeheartedly. Whether through fundraising, volunteering, or simply being present, he was committed to making a positive impact. As they parted ways that evening, Emma turned to Barron with a smile. "I used to think losing my job was the worst thing that could happen," she said. "But now I see it was just the beginning of something much bigger." Barron nodded, his expression thoughtful. "Sometimes, the hardest moments lead to the most meaningful changes. And you've proven that every step of the way." As Emma walked away, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Her journey had been anything but easy, but it had been worth every challenge. And with each new day, she remained committed to paying it forward, proving that even the smallest acts of kindness could create ripples of hope and change.